Today we are going to be talking about everything to know for the whole East Blue. Before we start, please hit that subscribe button. We are reviewing this book by book, arc by arc. We are going to be kicking this off with book one of One Piece. So book one starts with a 6-year-old boy named Monkey D. Luffy in a small village. There are pirates in that village, friendly pirates in that village. The main captain Shanks, and Luffy is inspired by the story Shanks tells him. He wants to be a pirate and set out to sea one day, but the other day he eats a devil fruit. He can now not swim, but he can stretch like rubber. 10 years later, he sets out in a one-man dinghy, which is a small boat, to fight a pirate named Lady Olivia. His rubber stretchy powers win the fight. And then he goes on to recruit a swordsman named Zoro and free a town from Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan's an evil marine taking advantage of his rank of captain, which isn't even actually that high. There's way higher ranks like Admiral, Vice Admiral, World Fleet Leader. And yeah, he's just freeing villages and people from terrorists. That's what mainly the book is about. It's the start of an adventure. He recruits Zoro. Zoro severely damages Morgan, but Morgan is alive. So yeah, see you in the next book. The Romance Dawn arc is done. We are now moving on to One Piece Volume 2. In that book, Luffy meets a navigator named Nami, gets lost, separated from Zoro. What happens is, Nami tricks pirates and gets their treasure, so she tricks Luffy into getting captured by Buggy the Clown, and then Buggy gives Nami the opportunity to join her crew. Nami tries to rob Buggy's treasure, and that plan is still going in process in this book. Then Zoro says, "Take me to your captain." Zoro and Buggy get into a short duel, but what happens is that, Buggy ate the chop fruit, which allowed him to slice his body every time. So when Zoro used his swords, it completely missed him. He was confused and got hit and got a serious wound. This is a pretty exciting story and one of the main books in the Buggy the Clown arc slash Orange Town. Now we're moving on to book 3. Today we are going to be talking about volume 3 of the end to the Orange Town. The book starts with Zoro and Luffy in his town. After fighting Buggy the Clown and his pirates, the book is a duel between Buggy and Luffy. Luffy wins by capturing Buggy's feet. Buggy uses a chop fruit, which allows him to slice and dice his body, but his feet can't be sliced or diced. So he grabs his feet while Buggy's trying to get his own treasure back since Nami stole it, so he can't get it. They tie up his body parts and leave him with only his feet and his head in the chop body. He then leave for a town known as Orange Town. And in this town, they meet a village boy named Usopp, who tells that the pirates are coming, similar to a woodcutter calling the wolf is coming. The villagers every day. But then the real pirates come. An evil man in the village named Kuro, who's a butler, makes a plan to assassinate a girl for lots of money. The Straw Hats work together, and then they make up and stop Kuro. Kuro is very underestimating the Straw Hat and claims Luffy is dead because he didn't know he stretched like rubber and fell down. And he says no one will believe you, son. Something will happen. Book. The fight of the Captain Kuro arc starts. Today we are going to be talking about book 4, and this book is about Captain Kuro and the Straw Hats. They keep fighting and see his crew are styled in a style of cats, and they are fighting his crew. First, Nami and Usopp make a plan with using oil hard to get the pirates to come up and get to the village. We get lost because both of them have the worst sense of direction. Luffy has 3 IQ and Zoro's completely blind when it comes to direction. They eventually get there. Nami and Usopp are wounded. Zoro finishes half of Kuro's crew, beats his best member, and then the book ends with a duel between Kuro and Luffy, which is still ongoing. Honestly, it's pretty good. Today we are going to be talking about One Piece Volume 5. The Captain Kuro fight comes to an end. Luffy finally defeats Kuro by cutting off his clues, making sure he did not make any of his secret maneuvers, then knocking him out. The rest of Kuro's crew stands helplessly and leaves and is very scared of Luffy's crew. The village that Luffy was previously in rewards him with a new pirate ship for his crewmates because he saved the whole village. Then he goes out to sea on the ship and they accidentally use the cannon on another ship called the Ocean Forte, a restaurant. Luffy's fine and has to work there for a whole year. But then the Dawn and Krieg pirates show up. Fine, let's find out what happens in the next book. They come, the Dawn pirates then come to try to take over the Ocean Forte, and Luffy finds a cook named Sanji who's working there. He thinks Sanji would be a good recruit for his crew, but Sanji has a very good passion and wants to keep working and be the head chef of party someday. The Dawn Cook's pirates come and Luffy seals a deal with the guy who's the head of Dawn Krieg, the head of Ocean Going Party. Eventually Zach that if he kills all the pirates and beats them, he will not have to work as a chore boy anymore. He he then starts fighting and fighting away, and a swordsman comes in. The whole Dunkirk crew looks injured, and they play one swordsman. Split the whole ship with one sword. It's Mihawk, the greatest swordsman in the world. Zoro challenges Mihawk. Zoro loses, critically injured, and Mihawk claims we will meet again on the high seas with Zoro. And then the fight continues between Don Craig and the Bart Ocean going restaurant. Luffy eventually cracks his armor. He taunts Luffy, underestimates him like every other villain, but eventually Luffy breaks through and beats Craig. The East Blue. Arlong Park. In Arlong Park, the crew recruit Sanji, finish recruiting Sanji, and then go to Nami's old village, where she's trying to buy her freedom for her village. She betrays the crew and takes them to go there. The crew goes there using alternative methods, and while they're there, there are evil fishermen ruling. Luffy's through the eye of wall, which is one of the most famous clips in One Piece, start fighting these pirates, and they're all extremely scared of Zoro. Because, see, Zoro's extremely wounded and beat up half of Arlong's crew, and Arlong is the main fisherman captain. He was so scared chokeholding Zoro because at full strength, Arlong Park would be destroyed in 3 seconds by him. Zoro is one of the most key elements in here. Nami eventually gives her loyalty for the crew since they free Arlong Park, and the saga and the arc ends with between a battle between Luffy and Arlong. See you next time.